Diddly do, my diddlers and diddlettes. I hope your day is going well, and I want to welcome you back to Dramatic Diddles. Now, I don't have time for an intro today. I just got word that there was a basically I Do Work Mario Kart 8 stream that is at least 2 hours long. So, I don't have time for intros. I really gotta get to watch that video. So, here it is, High School and Figure Skating, Chapter 3. Enjoy. It was 5:30 a.m. the next day, about 3 hours before everyone had to get ready. Shadow had just woken up and was walking into the main room. He wasn't one for waking up that late anyway. At the same time, Cam came out of the door to the girls' hallway, wearing sweatpants and a zip-up hoodie, with a skirt made out of thin material draped over her pants. Her hair was pulled back, revealing her face. She was wearing gloves and carrying a duffel bag with her. "Where are you going?" Shadow asked. Morning practice," Cam responded, grabbing an apple out of the fruit basket and taking a bite. "Mind if I come?" Shadow asked. He had nothing better to do. Besides, this girl was interesting. "Well, I have to okay it with my coach, but you should be okay coming today. She needs to check you out before she can approve of you anyway. Oh, and you need to wear something warm too. Go put a sweater on or something, but make it fast, I don't want to be late," Cam said. Shadow nodded and left the room, coming back with jeans and a black sweatshirt on. "Okay," Cam said, "let's go. We've got a lot of ground to cover." As they left the building, Cam started to talk things over to herself. "Alright, so at this rate we should get there about 5 minutes early, since it should only take an hour to get there," Cam mumbled. "You did remember to set your clock forward last night, right?" Shadow asked. "What?" Cam's voice went about an octave higher in that one word. "It's daylight saving. Clock goes forward an hour. You did remember, right?" Shadow explained. No, I didn't! I'm gonna be late, and coach is gonna kill me! Cam's face was a mix of ooh and a mix of and a little bit of let's just say, she spazzed out. "How do you get there?" Shadow asked. Can't stop being a spaz for a moment. Go straight up this street, then make a right on 7th Street, then it's the big arena that says skating rink on it. "Why?" Cam asked. Shadow didn't respond. He picked Cam up, bridal style, and started running in the way that he does. Really fast. They got to the rink with 2 minutes to spare. Shadow put Cam down and awaited her response. "What the heck?" she yelled. "I'm really fast. Be happy I got you here on time," Shadow said. "Well, duh, you're fast. Anyway, thank you. Come on, I need to introduce you to Coach," Cam said as she walked into the entrance. Shadow followed her as she walked into a room that had office on the door. "Hi, Coach," Cam said to the person who was facing the other way in a large chair. "Cameron, what are you doing in here? You should be getting ready for practice right now," said the woman. "Well, I'd like you to let an acquaintance of mine watch me practice," Cam explained. The woman then spun around in her chair, facing Cam and Shadow. She was a short, thin human with bleached blonde hair. Now, side note, I know there's a clear description of what she looked like, but I always imagined her as this lady from Lilo and Stitch, and I can never figure out why. Anyway, back to the story. "Explain yourself, child," the woman said to Cam. "Well, he's a bit of an early riser, so I invited him to come practice with me. Since there isn't much else to do at 5 in the morning," Cam started. "So you simply wanted to entertain him?" the coach said. She sounded quite evil. "No, that's not it. It's also dark this early in the morning at this time of year, and I walk here, and the streets can be dangerous when it's dark out for a girl to be walking alone, so," Cam explained frantically. "Ah, very good, Cameron. That is a good reason," the woman said. "Now let's see here," she said as she walked up to Shadow, looking him over. "Very good. You may call me Miss White. I believe we'll meet later in the day, you as my student and I as your language arts teacher. I look forward to evaluating the extent of your earlier education," Miss White said to Shadow. "You may come here as often as you like to watch Cameron practice. Now, Cameron, get out on that ice. You will master the triple toe loop this week," Miss White said in a gruff voice. A bit later, Cam was on the ice, skating, building up speed for her jump. She turned backwards, threw her leg back, jumped, and spun. and then landed. Thud! Shadow flinched just watching Cam. This was the 7th time she had fallen, and her coach was exploding in her face as she got up. This process was repeated again and again, until Cam finally landed on her feet, despite her hand touching the ground to steady herself. Her coach looked ready to explode for real, but released Cam, as practice time was over. Shadow walked over to the locker where Cam was packing her things into her bag. "Rough practice," Shadow commented. "You don't know the half of it," Cam said back. There was silence as they walked out of the rink. "We can walk back, right?" Cam asked. "Yeah," Shadow stated. The walk was quiet about half of the way back, until a couple of guys stopped them on the sidewalk. "Hey, pretty lady, what you doing hanging around this lame-o?" one asked.
"Yeah, come with us. We'll have much more fun with us than with him,"
the other said, grabbing Cam and pulling her forward. "No," Cam said, shaking him off and backing up to Shadow, who stepped in front of her. "Aw, come on. We won't do much to you," the first said. "She said no," Shadow said in an angry tone.
"We really must insist,"
the second said as they both pulled out switchblades, moving closer. Shadow? We need to get out of here, now," Cam said, terrified. Both Cam and Shadow backed up with the men moving forward. "Right," Shadow said. Quickly, he picked Cam up and ran in the opposite direction, but not before one of the men threw his blade, scratching Shadow's arm. Shadow winced, but kept running as he made a large U-turn back to school, using a different street. Once they got back to the dorm, Shadow put Cam down. "Thanks." "Shadow, you're hurt! Hang on, I'll get the first aid kit," Cam said before running to her room to get her first aid kit. When she came back, she had Shadow sit on the couch while she cleaned the wound and stopped the bleeding. "Shadow, I'm sorry about this. I shouldn't have made you come with me," Cam said while she applied more gauze. "It's fine," Shadow replied. "Besides, what would have happened if I wasn't there?" The bleeding stopped, so Cam moved on to applying antibacterial ointment. "I should have known this would happen. To tell you the truth, I've seen those guys before, but never with knives. The most they've ever done is mugged me before. But as soon as I saw those knives, I was scared stiff," Cam admitted. "Why? Are you scared of sharp objects?" Shadow asked. Cam moved on to bandaging Shadow's arm. It's not that. Those knives were the exact same as the one that man used." Cam trailed off as she finished wrapping the cloth. "What man?" Shadow asked as Cam tied off the bandage. "The man who murdered my mother," Cam finished. Shadow could tell she was trying hard not to cry while she put away all of her supplies. "It's alright for you to cry, you know." Shadow didn't know why he just said that, but it seems like she needed to. Cam stood up with the first aid box. "I don't cry," she said before running off to her room. Alright, well, this one is definitely shorter than the last episode, but for a very good reason. Basically, I do work as an amazing YouTuber, and I kinda just wanted to, get to his stuff, because he's better than me in every way, shape, or form. So you guys should definitely go subscribe. So I don't have much else to say. I can't wait to see you guys this weekend where we read 2 more one-shots and another chapter of this story. So until next time, Diddle out.
I just love that you respect women.